Quwashi, the invisible scientist. There are legends about the Maroons of Jamaica and how they defeated the British. Stories that lead you to think that they had access to higher wisdom, now long lost. Queen Nanny of the Maroons is infamous for her knowledge of high science and spirituality. But she was not the only one who wielded metaphysical knowledge to bend the laws of reality like a weapon. Quwashi of the Maroons is said to be a gifted Maroon metaphysical scientist who used his otherworldly knowledge to free many enslaved people and give the British hell. This is the story of Prince Quwashi, the invisible scientist. But first, smash that like button, subscribe, and share the video. Save your comments till after you watch the video. Let's get into it. Quwashi Brony, better known as Quwashi, was one of Queen Nanny's 7 brothers, making him one of the sons of Prince Quai. More than likely, he was born after Kofi. He may be the youngest or the second youngest after Quai. His name is a traditional Akan day name. It means one born on a Sunday. It denotes one who is cunning and scientific in nature. This, as we will soon see, is most certainly an apt description of Quwashi. The most prolific stories about Quwashi tells us that Quwashi was known for his knowledge of high science. Science is a Maroon terminology for working with the laws of nature and the metaphysical to effect physical change, or what some might call wizardry or obya, or voodoo. But not all of it can be boiled down to wizardry, as indeed this esoteric knowledge is often very scientific, just known to a few, that it seems almost like magic. Quwashi was famous for a technique that could turn him invisible. Maroons recount that Quwashi was able to turn invisible by rubbing trash on himself. Trash is, of course, a colloquial Maroon terminology for discarded parts of plants. Through blending these mixes of plant parts and rubbing this concoction on oneself, it somehow made him invisible. Now, how it makes you invisible, I'm not certain. However, I would venture to speculate that perhaps the concoction produced a color or light spectrum that could not be picked up by the human eye. Or perhaps it bends light around it, making it appear see-through. Or at the very least, maybe it produces some kind of irritant that the human eye can't register or something. Whatever the case is, this was a noted skill of Quwashi's. This technique came in handy for infiltration missions and raids. He was known for turning invisible and entering the houses of plantation owners to steal their belongings, from clothing to wealth and weaponry. Additionally, this technique was very useful for espionage. Oftentimes, Maroons needed to listen in on the conversation of prominent planters, assemblymen, and government figures in order to make a plan to fight back. This is how Maroons knew exactly where and when to set up an ambush. Quwashi's work in espionage is confirmed in colonial records from the testimony of a captured Maroon named Cyrus. He reports that Cudjoe himself and Quwashi were spies in Port Antonio, and that they had been entertaining Colonel Nedham's slaves. The Nedhams were a prominent slave-owning family. Some of them were in the assembly, so it was a major deal when Quwashi led his slaves to freedom. This is significant because it gives us a glimpse into what was going on at the time. as other records indicate that during an encounter with the Maroons, Captain Soper shouted at them to return Colonel Needham's slaves, which they responded with a hail of bullets. Cyrus goes on to state that Quwashi would accompany 2 white boys to Kingston to purchase gunpowder and firearms from one Jacob the Jew, using fake passes forged in Colonel Needham's name. The 2 white boys are mentioned in colonial records and in Maroon oral history. Their names were Juno Dunbar and Charles, no last name given. They were captured during a campaign against the Maroons. It was said that they remained among the Maroons, unable to leave for fear that they would lead the British to the Maroons. In time, Dunbar and Quwashi became rather close, and Dunbar would prove rather useful to the Maroons. He would eventually come to be seen as an adopted Maroon of sorts, and he worked for the Maroons as a spy, and Quwashi began to teach him science, or obya, and Dunbar took to it well. However, when an ambush goes wrong and Maroon soldiers are killed, Dunbar is suspected of being a double agent. It is not clear whether Quwashi taught Dunbar his invisibility technique. However, Quwashi did make him invisible by turning him into a ghost. For it is said that Quwashi killed Dunbar. This history is encapsulated in a Maroon traditional song. The song goes roughly something like this. Penny penny kill him shilling, see one day. But Maroon soldier kill Dunbar one day. Every day we killing shilling, oh one day. Maroon soldier kill Dunbar for me. Come to think of it, this is almost like drill music, because it's about killing your op and making a joke about it. This is historic drill right here. Quwashi was a fierce and brilliant warrior who participated in many of the great battles in the east of the island during the Maroon War. From what we know, Quwashi was born free, yet fought and successfully freed many enslaved people. His knowledge of occult science defied explanation, and he used it to put a dent in the slave system and kill many oppressors in his time. He is a true Maroon, and his memory should be honored. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to Quwashi, the Invisible Scientist. Make sure y'all smash that like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and share the video. And if you like more content like this, you can hit that super thanks button, hit me up on Patreon or in the Cash App. Special thanks to my sources, which are True Born Maroons by Kenneth Bilby, Smithsonian author, The Maroon Story by Maroon author Bev Carey, and Cudgel of the Maroons by Milton McFarland, also a Maroon author. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until next time.